Hello, wonderful wargamers. How are you doing? Hey, what day is it? Saturday, and times are creeping up on me. The wife's not been too well, and it's nothing to do with coronavirus. Thank heavens, touch wood and all that. But it's left me looking after the kids, and oh my word, shell shocked I am. Anyway, it's not leaving me much time for things like lovely YouTube videos or painting. So I'm a bit wiped out and barely managing to get this video out. So what have we got? It's a bench update, a brief one, and I'm not going to bore you with the British really. You can see them up top there, just need the bases finishing off. When I've done them, what I'll do is I'll do a short video on all of the ones that I have painted. There's a mortar team to add to them, and I'm sure I'll get to that in time. I need to get some vehicles really. There's enough figures for a small battle once I've got the Germans done as well. So we'll look forward to that in the near future, no doubt. I stuck a couple of pictures of the Germans that I've been hacking away at. To be honest, it's the first time, apart from the plastic warlord figures that I did. These are the first time I've ever done Second World War figures. So these are my first attempt, and I'm quite happy with them. Really enjoyable experience painting them. I just want them for wargaming. So it's a case of get the paint on and try not to get sucked into the hell that can be too much detail. But might have got carried away with the camouflage a little bit. It was an interesting experience. You know, I've got lots of colours now, and I still don't think I'm getting the right tones and things like that. But yeah, it worked out, and some of them are nicer than others. Should we have a quick look? Should we have a look at one of them at least? Let's see if we can get a bit of focusing on him. So he's a nice, nice looking guy. Been using the painting guides that I could find from Artizan Miniatures. They've got, I think, call them Farnham painting guides. Whoops, a daisy. I'm gonna have to get a better way of showing these figures. But yeah, they've worked out okay. They're quite nice, aren't they? The faces, I didn't want them looking too smart, so put a bit of a grey wash on there in an attempt to show some kind of stubble. Don't know how successful it was. It's not my bag really. I've never done it before, but I'm not really trying to make them look pristine, if you know what I mean. More a case of just there's a lot of washes and things like that on them, so admittedly they're not looking particularly mucky, but they're coming out okay. This guy again. The next bunch of Panzer Grenadiers that I'm going to be doing that I've got lined up, they're just going to have the green, German green kind of pants, not going to have camouflage pants on them. They give me a bit of variety in the unit. No unit badge kind of insignia and stuff like that on these figures either. Generally speaking, I'm quite pleased with them. These guys, you know, you could get silly over highlighting them, doing more detail. The eyes, I just put black blobs in. Didn't bother trying to put white in or anything like that. But just really nice figures. They kind of paint themselves. So, you know, you don't really have to try too hard. Big, broad, flat surfaces like that. Just a bit of highlighting, and that's what you get. Nice figure. I feel like a bit of a kid at Christmas because I don't know what the rest of them, what I'm going to get really. I haven't looked at them that much. When I saw these online, I thought they were going to be easy to paint, so picked them up, and I was right. They have been easy to paint. So there you go, in any case, looking nice. I think one of the things I am pleased with, I really struggle with skin tones, and I kind of, over the years, I kind of got into a certain way of working and then forgot about it, if you know what I mean. I don't know how, why. And one of the colours I really do quite like is this Vallejo colour, Sunblush skin tone as a base layer. bit of a wash over it, and then the first layer is the sun blush again, followed by a kind of a standard kind of colour flesh tone. And yeah, I think it looks quite effective. I'm not really trying to paint knuckles and fingernails. They just happen to be nice highlights. So anyway, he's a pretty looking guy. Shall we look at one more? Shall we look at this guy in the back? Kind of a bit of a scooched up character. With his face, I wanted to show a bit of like oily muck, if you know what I mean. Rather than just being, like I said, like a pristine character. And that's what he comes out looking like. The faces I found have kind of varying degrees of ease to paint them. Some of them are more pronounced and paintable than others. Up in the helmet line where the forehead meets the eyes, there's a bit of like burring, I guess you'd call it, which sometimes on these figures what I found is coming out the mould, some of the flashing, etc. It's not been that visible until you get down to it. It's quite small. So sometimes I like to chip some paint off, you know, from some of the base coats and just cover it up. But it's no big shakes. They're lovely figures. Certainly wouldn't try and detract from anybody thinking about buying these from Artizan Miniatures. I look forward to, like I say, quite a lot down there. Don't know how many I actually bought. It's a big old patch. Let's get a quick look at one of them. There's quite a few figures in there, and these camouflage smocks. So I'm looking forward to these because I think they're quite easy to paint. You know, the big old patterns on them. I am trying to do late war. A lot of me, you know, for a long time I wanted to do early war stuff because I quite like the idea of a bit more of a slugfest, wasn't it, between the French and the British and the Germans. Even the Poles give them a hard time, I think. So never everything is overpowered by huge tanks, anti-tank guns, etc. The reason I didn't go down that route was I got some of the guys that are potentially going to war game with. I think they like the idea of the Tiger tank, the Panther, you know. And I guess they're going to find out how vulnerable they are, just like the Germans did. So we shall see. So I've gone late war, and yeah, it's shaping up well. At the back here, let's get a couple of these out. Some of the figures that are on the way. These are from the command pack. Let's see if we can get some light on them. It's a bit better, isn't it? Bit of focus as well. You can see they're really nice figures. They're real chunky. There's no fiddly, oh, how am I going to paint that kind of detail on that figure there, is there? I mean, that's just, this guy's just a beast. He's got a good face on him, so it'd be good to see what he comes out like. And his compadre here, he's the same, just a good looking character. So I'm looking forward to getting down to these. Some of these other ones that are obviously make up the backbone, you know, you can start to see that that pronunciation of the face and etc is not quite as clear cut. Anyway, I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. Oops. And get the focus in on him. Come on, phone. There we go. He's got a handsome face on him. I was going to say a pretty face, but I think it'd be wrong to describe him as a pretty character. So look at one of these. You can imagine him being effective in combat, can't you? Get a skirmish line along the hedge there. Looking for an ambush. Very good. And then we've got this thing I've been putting together over here. And trying to get a varnish on. The gun comes off to represent obviously it being deployed. Tried to do the muddy approach with a limber. Whether or not it's too muddy, I don't know. Could have done, like I think I said before on the video, maybe putting some of this white stuff on the wheels and then painted it to give it a bit more texture if I'm going to do that. But just want to get them sorted out. I've seen a lot of people, you know, they get the rope connected to the horses' harnesses, etc. I'm not going to be doing that. This is going to be a basic, although it's a half decent paint job, it's just going to be a basic wargaming unit. Well, even though it's the Imperial Guard, and when it's on the table, nobody's going to care. It's going to look just absolutely dandy, and it's less for me to worry about and get naffed off at over the years when it starts to break. Somebody drops it on the floor or catches it with a, you know, whatever watch strap, things start breaking. Got to repair it, don't you? So it looks quite nice. The figures themselves, usual Perry kind of quality. Good riders. Found them rather difficult to paint. I think one of the faces on these guys has got a bit of a problem. Bit of a cast line. I think it's this guy at the back, maybe just above his next to his nose and his mustache. He's got like a line. So it didn't make them overly easy to paint. The eyes themselves and whatever, I ended up putting eyebrows on for some reason and dots in for eyes because I just couldn't get any detail out of them, if you know what I mean. It was a strange experience, but obviously when this is completed, there'll be another video of it. And I mean, I'm really not going to put much in the way of detritus, but I could have put some figures matching alongside. I could have done all sorts of things, but I just want a artillery limber and crew from a battlefield for the Imperial Guard gun that I've got. So that's it, basically. It's a nice looking piece, isn't it? I may end up doing another one in the future, but I think in Black Powder, I might be wrong. But something like you get one of these for every 4 battalions of Imperial Guard, and I've only got one. So I'm trying to get a small contingent of Guard troops together, maybe get some Polish Lancers, I don't know, some gendarmerie, the heavy cavalry. We shall see. But first I've got to finish his blinking Nassau, don't I, first? I mean, they are coming along, you know. I have had a bit of a blast on them recently. It's just fallen off his paint patch. You can see they're fitting quite nice. They are coming along, and you can see I'm distracted with these Second World War guys. My enthusiasm was up for these guys, so they're getting a bit more attention. And one day I'll just look at them and I'll think, right, let's do some more, and we will get them done. I do want more battalions, that's the thing. So, and I want some more cavalry. So, you know, it's coming along, isn't it? I mean, collectively. Although for you guys, you're probably thinking, geez, this guy's slow, or I wish you'd finish some units. You know, collectively, my little war games collection's coming along now. I've got something like 20 infantry battalions, Napoleonics, plus cavalry, artillery, etc. And so I'm not in so much of a rush to get these guys completed, because I'm just adding to the collection, basically. You know, size-wise, I think two divisions, 20 battalions, it's enough for a couple of guys to have a hack at. What we really enjoy in some smaller battles, when we have played, has just been more fun. And I guess experience with the rules really helps on the smaller battles. You get to work through them a bit quicker. So yeah, I mean, I've still got all of the still got the terrain pieces I was working on, the terrain boards. I haven't finished the river sections for them. They're sitting in the garage as well. And you know, I just need to get my finger out. Let's have a quick look at this guy. Oh, better get a focus in. In that pack of 4, you get this head twice, which is it's not the best head in the world. They're all laughing at. Crude thoughts. Yeah, it's a nice figure, and again, recommend them, particularly this pack. Lovely, 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 lovely. Artizan miniatures, definitely. I thought the Crusader figures, the British, were really nice, but I've got the heavy machine gun unit and mortar crew to do. Looking forward to them as well. We shall see. Anyway, this has turned out into a long update, so I better disappear, guys. And listen, if you like what you see, do subscribe, ring the bell, share, or just enjoy if you can. If there's something here worth enjoying. And take care. I shall speak to you all soon. Cheers, bye.